We're joined back with our regular visitor, Sergeant Steph Martin from the Island Neighbourhood team here at the Monday Night Community Show. Steph, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Daniel.
Steph, how have you been and what have you been up to?
Well, I'm well, thank you, Daniel. The Easter weekend has been good. I've been off, spending time with family and friends, and the weather and company have made for barbecue gold. Back to work now and focusing on the influx of holiday makers to the island over the coming months.
Now, I know today you want to talk about Neighbourhood Blues, which has recently been on BBC One Mornings. Can you tell us about the show?
Well, camera crew followed the island's neighbourhood policing team around for 12 weeks or so, looking at how the island is policed. The BBC wanted a fly-on-the-wall style documentary showing how neighbourhood policing works, and in particular on the Isle of Sheppey, where the model we use has seen such good results. I hope that's what they got.
What stories did you cover?
Well, there were a handful of stories shown, and these included how we tackle push bike theft, placing a cycle into an area where we get bikes stolen, and then watching and waiting for it to be stolen. The investigation into some garden ornaments was also shown. On that one we found what had happened to the ornaments, and then we also uncovered a haul of herbal cannabis and cocaine through our inquiries. We were shown working with trading standards on a counterfeit clothing operation, and we seized a large quantity of items and also donated a large amount of fake clothing to his church, and they're an organisation who rebrand fake goods and give them to those in the community who are most in need of them, such as the homeless. We responded to violence in some of the island's pubs by conducting an operation involving the drugs dog. All the pub staff we found very helpful and supportive, and it showed our efforts to stamp out violence related to drug use in the pubs. We also were shown working closely with Swale Borough Council in tackling graffiti and the methods used to remove the scrawl from the community. There are a lot of stories shown and filmed but not used, but overall I'm happy with what went out.
We are talking to Sergeant Steph Martin here at the Monday Night Community Show on BRFM. We're talking to Sergeant Steph Martin here at the Monday Night Community Show, our regular visitor from the Island Neighbourhood Policing team. Steph, would you say this is true to life, or was it just for the cameras?
I have had people ask me if it was for the cameras, as they didn't know we did most of what they saw. The reality is this is exactly what we do. I try and report as much as possible through my interviews here on BRFM, also in the local papers, but sometimes we just don't reach everyone with our updates on our progress. I try and look at issues to see what, if any, response we have put in previously and whether it worked. I look at different ideas and try and find the best method to tackle the issues that are brought to our attention. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but we learn from any mistakes. The programme is a pretty good depiction of how the island is policed from a neighbourhood perspective.
So, Steph, is cat bed theft still a priority?
I must admit that did make me smile. We set up the operation to target metal thieves, but this man stole a cat bed, some out-of-date nuts and a pair of silk Christmas pants. I'm pleased to say that cat bed theft is down and cats can sleep more comfortably at night. We won't be looking at overdue library books, as has been asked by some of my friends.
What response have you had from the programme?
It's been really positive. I've been emailed by officers from other police forces asking for advice on dealing with some of their issues. I've been contacted by residents as far afield as Lancashire asking why their local force doesn't do what we do on the island. I would point out that we all police our areas depending on what crime and issues we're faced with, but I have provided details of how we tackle issues and how to implement some of our strategies. I've been stopped in supermarkets and asked questions and even asked for the odd autograph. It does feel a little strange, but I've enjoyed my 5 minutes of fame. Obviously there's been the odd negative comment by people who think it was just for the cameras, but I would stress that the cameras merely followed us around and showed what we do on a day-to-day basis.
Has the show helped to break down barriers with the community?
I think that we do a pretty good job with reassuring communities and building confidence in the local police. Even without the show, we listen to communities to find out what problems they face, and we visit most crime victims, offering advice and explaining the investigation process. We've got a good relationship with religious leaders in the communities, and this helps us to reach some of the more minority groups. I know there'll always be the odd person who will never be satisfied with anything you do, but people need to understand we do our best.
We are talking to Sergeant Steph Martin here at the Monday Night Community Show. We're joined back with Sergeant Steph Martin here at the Monday Night Community Show. Steph, some of the callers here at BRFM have noticed of speed awareness signs appearing on the island. Is this a result of the show?
Well, it isn't directly linked to the show. However, we have been working on speed awareness for some time. We conduct regular speed checks in a lot of areas across the island, and we find the amount of people breaking the limits to be fairly low. Sometimes the issues are actually a perception issue, and we sometimes take residents out to the highlighted areas to show them actual speeds of vehicles on our equipment. The speed signs are provided by the Highways Agency. We find them a valuable tool in educating people about their speed and reducing road crash related casualties.
Do you have any crime prevention advice for the summer months?
Well, I would ask people look at shed security. We've had some burglaries recently where garden tools and electrical items have been stolen, and although the figure isn't that high, I want to prevent that figure from going through the roof.
Yeah.
I want communities to take action themselves to prevent this happening. A good lock from your local DIY store may be enough of a deterrent. I've also read in the local papers on the island that the Walk the Plank event in Queenborough Creek has been cancelled, and it's been reported that this is due to yobs. Now, we haven't been approached as yet to assist with police in this event this year, and it's a shame to cancel it because of preventable antisocial behaviour. I feel that this type of community event's important, and I think it brings people together. Now, I have spoken to the neighbourhood staff, and I've offered the services of the neighbourhood police, who've agreed to come in on their day off to help police the event. We're waiting to hear back from the organisers. We just want people to understand that they have our support in making these events in the community a success. One last point I'd like to raise: anyone witnessing any nuisance motor vehicles this summer, if you could give us a call straight away so that we can respond as quickly as possible. It includes quad bikes, motorbikes, armadillos and cars. If you know the number of your local officer, try and give them a call first, or call into the neighbourhood office. If not, Kent Police's main switchboard. If you haven't got the local numbers, if you log on to the Kent Police website to update yourself, that should help. One of the frustrations for us is people ring us when the vehicles are gone, and by that time obviously it's too late, and we're not going to catch anyone for it.
Steph, before you go, do you have any useful contact details for our listeners this time?
Yeah, it's the usual ones. Obviously, in an emergency or a crime in progress, dial 999. If you have a non-emergency for Kent Police, dial 01622 690 690, or you could contact the Island Neighbourhood Team office for a local issue on 01795 584 165, or you could log on to the Kent Police website to send your local officer an email. Or if you're reporting environmental issues or noise complaints or anything for the council, if you contact the local council rather than the police, because we will just route you on to them.
Steph, as always, I'd like to thank you very much for coming along.
Thank you for inviting me.
Martin, as part of our regular monthly slot here at the Monday Night Community Show.